Thank you, Rob. And I guess that was God's way of telling Houlberg to shut up and you all wanted lunch. Well, this is Beelzebub bringing me back, so I can overrun now. I've had my red card. Just the last few minutes for this old Warfare officer. I was just see if I can pick up where I left off. So we're talking about exports and practical exports. You know, Ramin's taken us through the theory of exporting and what we need to do in this country. Here's some practical ways to export. It's about being competitive. You have to competitively price. You have to know your customer, and you put a lot of effort into customer relations. Some of our customers are 7-8 years in delivering the contract. Top left, I was saying that's the Mexican livery for a double-decker ferry for the tourist industry. Top right was is 4 vessels for Malta that we built. The bottom right is an Austrian twin city liner. That craft does 30 knots up the canals with 1 metre either side, 6 inches of wash in 1.5 metres of draft. That was quite testing specification. And the last export is there on the left, which is sailing up on Loch Ness at the moment. So the group has got a good record in export as well, and a lot of the competitive pricing comes from repetition. I mean, that FPB on the left there, that's the 46th to run off the production line. So niche products are actually very, very difficult to get good margins on, as you might imagine. And it's the same in shipbuilding, so the more of them we can produce, the better. We tend to offer a brochure, a product range, and ask our customers to pick from that, and then we have a conversation about bringing requirements together and how we can adapt to meet the requirements. But modular builds and repetitivity is something that's really positive if we're to be competitive on the global market. The more we go into prototypes, you know, exquisite and niche new things, the less likely we're going to be competitive. Of course, you have to do that too, but the lesson is, when you've done it, don't change it again. Try to stick with the modules in the ship that work, even if they aren't necessarily the latest. Finance is really, really important for us. It's probably about 50% of our business model. That delivers the business that we have. UK has got a fantastic export credit agency in UKEF. It offers some of the best rates and the best products in the world. And if we can't succeed in the global export market with UKEF, then it's something else in your model that's not working. But our banking system could improve, and what we need in our part for the little shipbuilding tapestry is we need banks and banking consortium that are really dynamic, that can meet the customers' timelines for putting a contract together. It's no good if they're going to take 6 months to know your customer and then they may or may not offer a product. The customer will have moved on. So we have to have banking consortium and banks that are shipbuilding export credit savvy, and have done it before. And if we haven't got them in this country, we can go to overseas banking systems until we get banks in this country to do so. And we should be able to do it with our reputation in the city. Got to be productive. I mean, our shipyards have got to be 21st century shipyards using the latest techniques. And this is Les Sables d'Olonne, where the headquarters of the group is. This facility is state-of-the-art. It's clean, it's pristine, it's NASA-like, and it's got 6 vessels at the moment in the right-hand side of that shed. They're all lined up with gangways between them. The electrician goes and does his job on one, and the next day he does the same job on the next, and like that. And that's where you get real productivity improvements. We stuck pedometers in the pockets of all of our operators and measured how far they were walking each day. When they're walking, they're not working. And it came back with some startling results. 60 to 70% of their day was spent walking, collecting stores, or moving up to the supervisor's office or to the workshop. So we redesigned the shipyard to, and this is not rocket science at all, it's just straightforward shipbuilding lean production techniques. We redesigned the shipyard to have mezzanine decks at the same level as the ship's deck, and gangways that go straight from the workshop onto the ship, and supervisors' offices next to the workshops, and design offices next to the supervisors' offices, and a store system that delivered to the operator the fitted parts. Sustainability, what overseas customers are looking for in awarding the contracts is security in the shipyard, and they want to know that the shipyard's going to be around in 5 years' time, or certainly in 2 years' time when their ship is being delivered, but in 5 years when the shipyard is still maintaining and offering contracted logistics support. So sustained shipbuilding industry is really important, and you only do that by managing carefully your people, your finance, and by getting in orders in first before buying shipyards. And of course, environmental sustainability is increasingly more and more a factor that customers are playing into their requirements, especially governmental customers, but also private customers. And we have 2 Explorer yachts in build at the moment where the customers specifically wanted hybrid propulsion systems, low carbon solutions. Right, that's my red card, I think, Rob. I guess there's time for discussion a little bit later on.
Thank you very much indeed, Ken. Very much.